Greetings to all. Before I begin, several points, maybe 2 points only. Number one, when we celebrated our Diamond Jubilee 5 years ago, yung UPCA Class 55. Class 55, matagal na yun. We celebrated our Diamond Jubilee.
Sir, sorry to interrupt, pero i-introduce pa kayo ni D.
Ito, pinablis ko.
Ito muna ni Sir.
UPCA 55. Balik na, babasa ba ninyo? The Diamond Jubilarian with records unsurpassed. 36 pages ito. Pinadistribute ko sa marami. Some of you got copies. So hindi ko na pag-uusapan yung mga records namin kasi records unsurpassed yan eh. Talagang class 55 yan eh. Class 55.
Sir, officially open muna natin yung ating webinar. Sir? Sir. So good afternoon to all. Welcome to the 2020 Pre-Loyalty Day webinar series. This is the first of its kind. The webinar series is part of the 102nd Loyalty Day virtual celebration with the theme Sustaining UPLB Alumni Alliance. The series will feature the Jubilarians whose class graduated in the years ending in 0 and 5. Today, the inaugural webinar Outstanding National and International Impact of UPLB will be delivered by Dr. Fernando A. Bernardo of UPCA Class 1955, the Blue Sapphire Jubilarians. We also have Dr. Salvador Catelo as our moderator. I am your host, D. Maligalig, Program Chair of the 102nd Loyalty Day Virtual Celebration. Before we start, we would like to remind you of the following. Your audio will be muted throughout the presentation. You may ask your questions only through the open forum. That would be the end of the lecture. Strictly one question at a time. If you want to ask a question during the open forum, kindly turn on your video settings, the icon camera. Raise your hand, the icon for raising hands. Wait to be acknowledged and unmuted. Kindly state your name and affiliation before you ask the question. Thank you for your cooperation. Now, it is my honor to introduce to you our distinguished speaker. Earlier on, you saw one of his many books that he has written. Dr. Fernando A. Bernardo is an institution builder. He retired from work as Deputy Director General for International Programs of the International Rice Research Institute. He was Executive Director of the Southeast Asian Regional Center for Graduate Studies and Research in Agriculture, President of the Visayas State University. He was President of the Philippine Association of State Colleges and Universities and the Asian Association of Agricultural Colleges and Universities. He is multi-awarded in his field of genetics, as well as in research and educational administration. His webinar is called From a Rich Treasure Trove of Experiences. Dr. Bernardo is an artist, having taken to painting and poetry writing upon retirement. He has also written quite an impressive number of books. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Fernando A. Bernardo, who will talk on the outstanding national and international impact of UP Los Baños. Take it away, Dr. Bernardo.
Okay, thank you so much for that introduction. Well, it was made clear in the introduction that this is part of our Loyalty Day preparation, celebration. Loyalty Day, loyalty to what? Loyalty to our alma mater, of course. And that is why I thought I should talk about our alma mater. Question: how many of you know your alma mater fully? Very few, because if you got your baccalaureate degree from UPLB, you stayed here only for 4 years. 4 years not enough to know your alma mater. If you got your master's degree, PhD, add more years, but that's not enough. Lucky for those who became professors of UPLB, they know a little more. But I'm different. I have a big advantage because I wrote the history of UPLB. 100 years of UPLB, a century of challenges and achievements. This is all narrative, very few pictures, and it is 232 pages. And the Alumni Association of UPLB wanted something colorful with a lot of pictures. So I was persuaded to write another book on the history of UPLB with 1,000 pictures. And this is the Centennial Panorama, Pictorial History of UPLB. This was sold by the UPLB Alumni Association. You probably got copies. But I'm wondering if people got a copy of this, who will read a book that is more than 300, almost 350 pages? It's very long. That's why I thought I should write just a short paper on outstanding national and international impact of UPLB. But of course, that is my knowledge is in this history is up to only 2009 when UPLB celebrated its 100 years anniversary. But I got a partner to write up all the developments and technologies that have impact, national and international impact, from 2010 to 2019. And that partner who co-authored this paper is no other than Jo Bo, Mansing Bo. I'm proud to have her as my co-author because she is, although serving as director of the UPLB Office of Public Affairs, she is a graduate of Visayas State University, the university that I developed in the Visayas. So I hope she is listening. Sorry, I cannot introduce her because I don't know where she is. Anyway, now let's go to my presentation. Because this is now taking time. Let us have a bit of history. Many of you don't know that UP College of Agriculture was born in 1909 as the single College of Agriculture and the single college under UP. Even before UP was organized, the College of Agriculture was already being created here in Los Baños. And then the Forestry School, which was under the Bureau of Forestry, was placed under UPCA. So we had two. And these two became unique. The first of its kind in South and Southeast Asia, except Japan. The first of its kind. And we should not be surprised that 11 years after UP College of Agriculture was organized, students from India, China, Thailand, Japan, Guam, Indonesia were already enrolled in this College of Agriculture in Los Baños. Imagine that. Huh? So we were already international as early as 1920. Very few of you knew that. And in 1927, the University of Illinois in USA evaluated the quality of education in the whole of UP. And only UP College of Agriculture was rated A for outstanding instruction, research, and extension. Ah, you don't know that, but that is really something. Only UPCA was rated A for instruction, research, and extension. And we owe a bit to Dr. Edwin Bingham Coupland, the first UPCA dean who planted the first seeds of what was to become the strong research culture in UPLB. Why? Because when he was dean, no senior student in UPCA can graduate without undertaking research thesis. Thesis has to present a thesis that must be approved before they graduate. So everybody was research and development oriented in this college. Okay, so this is the picture of Dean Coupland. UPLB was already strong in research compared to other UP colleges then. In 1935 to 36, I got some data. The whole UP had 583 researchers, but 49% of this was being done in the UP College of Agriculture, although the College of Agriculture had only 70 faculty members with the assistants. Considering that UP, the whole of UP had 400 faculty members total, so we had only 14% of the faculty doing 49% of the research. Now, in 1972, 4 units in UPLB became autonomous as UPLB University campus, autonomous from Diliman, and these were the 4 units then. This is a very important development because you see this academic heritage monument constructed and donated by Class 55 to UPLB. What does this mean? Well, it means that from the College of Agriculture rose UPLB. And we say that because the College of Agriculture before this campus had 14 departments. 14 departments. 8 of these departments became separate colleges of UPLB. So we can say that UPLB really rose from the College of Agriculture. This is the significance of this academic heritage monument. Now, we have 9 colleges, 2 schools, 3 training centers with 20 research institutes, and 1 extension campus, the UP Professional School for Agriculture and Environment in Panabo City, Davao. I'll talk about that later. Let's talk about quality of education in UPLB. The Commission on Higher Education, or CHED, made a study of the different universities and their colleges. Very extensive study. And later on, they made an announcement from their very careful study, very thorough study. They said, in UPLB, there are 10 centers of excellence. Oh, who among you knew this? 10 centers of excellence, and these are all of them. That includes College of Human Ecology, Forestry, of course, Engineering, Vet Med, Chemistry, Biological Science Institute, Math and Physics, and then Institute of Computer Science. Imagine, 10 centers of excellence in UPLB. as declared by the Commission on Higher Education. Performance in licensure examination is something different. But as you can see, in 2018, 5 got 100 in licensure examination. And in 2019, 6 got 100. And many are scoring 90 or more. Huh? So this also shows that, as shown by the licensure examinations, we have high quality education in UPLB. Degree training programs with ASEAN University Network Quality Assurance certification. And they studied our degree programs and they pointed out 5 that deserve this quality assurance certification. These are in biology, agricultural and biosystems engineering, DevCom, agriculture and forestry. I counted the number of PhDs and master's degree holders from UPLB. 1,396 PhDs, 7,703 master's degree holders. This is very, very important. Why? Because when you get your master's and PhD degrees, you have to climb higher. And most of these people served in education, R&D, 76% in education, R&D, or government services, 20% in entrepreneurship, banking, NGO activities, and 4% in international or regional organizations or jobs abroad. And, well, many of them really did well in education because I think we have to go back. Huh? Well, never mind. Never mind. There are visionary and pioneering leaders who initiated, pursued, ensured, and sustained the development of many vocational schools in the country. So the country developed many schools. They started as vocational schools. And many of them developed the rice and corn, poultry, and swine industries and produced varieties of fruits, beans, vegetables, sugarcane, cotton, and tobacco that are really very high quality and enabled private sector to meet high international demand for dollar earners, banana, mango, and products of sugarcane, abaca, coconut, and forest products. Multiplier effect through development of other schools and colleges and universities. UPLB, when I was Dean of the College of Agriculture, was consulted by EDPITAF. What is EDPITAF? Education Task Force. Education Task Force created by the Department of Education. They wanted to know what are recommendations that we can make for the expansion and improvement of education in the Philippines. Well, UPLB, with me as representative in the EDPITAF, recommended 3 regional colleges in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Why? Because UPLB is serving Luzon. Its research and development are on the environment that we have in Los Baños, Laguna, and close by provinces. But the environment in Central Luzon, in Visayas and Mindanao are different. You know, agriculture is important, but environment is important in considering the technologies that you will recommend for agriculture. So we need a lot of research and development in uh, Central Zone, Visayas, and Mindanao. And to do this, we need three regional universities with World Bank funding. So with my help, these were identified. Central Luzon, CLSU, and CMU were doing jobs in, well, Central Luzon first. Central Luzon State University was focusing on rice and field crops. Good. Mindanao was focusing on livestock. It has more than 1,000 hectares with a lot of livestock. Visayas State University more on coconut, abaca, and root crops. Those are all good. But CLSU got very little funding from the World Bank. CMU got very little. But we made the big program for VISCA, which is now Visayas State University, and we got a lot of support. 6 million from the World Bank and 23 million counterpart fund from the government. Another university in the south, this is University of Southern Mindanao, serving Muslim provinces. Mga Muslims ang mostly nandoon. So it joined the regional universities for Mindanao. But leadership was not very strong, and they did not get support from the World Bank. But anyway, the high-level human resources and improved technologies in Luzon and Mindanao were very important, and it helped a lot in other schools and universities in this area, and it improved agriculture and forestry in these regions. The multiplier effect of these schools and universities are important because the staff, the graduates serve DA regional field offices, DAR field offices, regional R&D centers, and local government agriculture, forestry, food, and nutrition service units. Thousands of services to government and private sector were provided by UPLB alumni at the national, regional, provincial, and municipal levels. And these are in 10 areas or 9 areas as indicated in this PowerPoint. This includes DevCom, veterinary medicine, computer science, environmental science, organizational and institutional development, which is very important. In fact, I was always invited by many universities and colleges to give lectures on institutional development. Also, services were provided by UP alumni in the following areas in the private sector: rural and commercial banks, companies dealing with agriculture, forestry, veterinary medicine, supplies and services, small, medium, and large-scale production and manufacturing enterprises. National impact of UPLB includes generation of new information and development studies. I had selected a few of these. There are so many, but let me first say that from 1910 to 1960, wala pang maraming colleges noon. 80 to 90% of new information and technologies were produced by the colleges of agriculture and forestry in UPLB. That was until 1960. Nagkaroon na ng maraming colleges and universities, but UPLB is still a major generator of new technologies. Some examples are varieties approved by National Seed Industry Council, biopesticide, biofertilizer, coating to extend shelf life of fruits, food and feed supplements, new technologies in food, flowers like donyas. Oh, magagandang donyas. And then magagandang multicolored gumamela. These are beautiful, produced by UPLB. UPLB also thought that there's a need for interdisciplinary studies centers in niche areas. So it created these interdisciplinary centers. There's so much to say, but we have limited time. But anyway, it's just good for you to know as alumni that these interdisciplinary centers are food and nutrition security, integrated natural resource and development management, climate risk, biofuels, B program, computational interdisciplinary research. And then UPLB plays a vital role in reducing hunger and poverty. How? Direct and indirect services to government agencies increase rice and corn production. Those are the top two crops. And appropriate technologies, leadership, technical support to develop hog, poultry, and livestock industries. Amtech tested 3,000 machines as of 2016, and it's receiving more. And through Amtech, many of the machines used in agriculture are being improved because they are able to test and find out what's wrong and what must be improved. Well, we have also extension, so information dissemination through media. Extension activities help increase productivity. There's a lot we said about extension, but I'm not the expert on it, but it is very important. Leadership in protection of environment and conservation of natural resources. This is very important. Continuing forest conservation education and public service of the College of Forestry and Natural Resources was very important for environment protection and water resource conservation in the country. UPLB produced human resource for academic and government programs and NGOs that apply knowledge and training in the protection of environment and conservation of natural resources. UPLB showcased this leadership role in successful stewardship of Mount Makiling. If you look at Mount Makiling on our side, the Los Baños side, you see Mount Makiling is forested. Wala diyang wala diyang kaingin. Go to Batangas, see the other side, and nakakalbo na ang Mount Makiling because UPLB's presence is not there. Our impact of organizing and strengthening R&D institutions. Marami ito. Marami ito. But I think we will not, you just look at them, maraming research and development institutions that leaders in UPLB created. And they are really very important. At least we have 25 in the list. Why are these important? Because R&D is very important in developing new knowledge and new technologies. And so forest products, for instance, is producing a lot of research on forest products that are improving the export of forest products. Now, outstanding research breakthroughs that increase production, efficiency, and quality of products. I've selected quite a few. Sugarcane varieties increased production. Tomato lines that yield 10 to 15 tons. That's a lot. Sweet potato that yields 12 tons per hectare. Cotton that yields more than 2,000 kilograms per hectare. Sinta papaya. I think you heard about this, but I included hybrid transgenic papaya, which delayed ripening trait and resistance to virus. Papaya, ano na nga, RS virus. Rambutan. Oh, it gives 75 kilograms of fresh fruits that are sweet, juicy, with a larger edible portion. Cassava that yields 38 tons per hectare and can be processed into feeds or source of starch. Tobacco hybrid that are taller, more vigorous, and high yielding. Single comb white leghorn that produces 272 eggs per year. Imagine, 272 eggs. Continuous yan, per year. And then Berkhala, a big resistant to hog cholera. Filamin, this is a three-way cross. Very good breed of cattle. This is very interesting. Induced flowering of mangoes by spraying with potassium calcium nitrate for all year-round production. No, mangoes will produce only, before would produce only one season of fruits a year. But with this, all year round, mangoes can be made to produce fruits. So it increased our exports. And this was taken by other countries in Asia and Latin America. And so they're also using this. We should have patented this, but we failed to patent it. Direct seeding of rice in Iloilo and other rain-fed areas enabled farmers to grow 2 crops, where only 1 crop of rice can grow without irrigation. So they demonstrated that with direct seeding and good planning, a farmer can have 2 crops even if the farmer is depending on rainfall. Installation of lights, reasonably priced shallow tube wells for irrigation enabled farmers to increase rice production by 30%. UPLB's strong advocacy for IPM, that's integrated the pest management, successfully increased crop production and reduced the use of chemical pesticides by 85 to 90%. That's a lot. And the Los Baños multi-crop dryer, which produces white copra and cooking oil due to its unique burner that generates clean heat at low uniform temperature. Some other research breakthroughs are on biofertilizer, biopesticides, colorants, coating to extend shelf life of fruits, detection kits, food and feed supplements. These are some of the those new breakthroughs. Well, we cannot read very well the label. Articon, a biopesticide against fusarium. Mycoplast, a biofertilizer. Fruitec, nano coating to extend fruit shelf life. And a method of extracting higher yield and better quality pectin from fruits. You know what pectin is? Pectin is carbohydrates that is really the basis for making jams and jellies from fruits. In pre-commercialization stage, hindi pa nako-commercialize, pero malapit na. BioN, a microbial-based fertilizer. Biostimulant to enhance crop growth. Wilt cure to fight fusarium wilt in solanaceous crops. Micromix, a growth stimulant. High yeast, a biocontrol agent, and meat detection kit. In commercialization already is Sinta papaya. I think you know that. And microbial rennet, an enzyme used in cheese making. Already receiving royalty payments, Nutrio, a foliar fertilizer for eggplants and sugarcane. Innovative programs recognized and adopted nationwide. Nationwide. Bidani. This is a program of the College of ano ba siya? Human ecology. A breakthrough in the promotion of community nutrition. It covers 350 villages in the country involving 10 regional universities. Pahinungod, a volunteer course that trained students to serve children, youth, adults in 68 provinces. Nakakuha na award yan. Farmer Scientist Training Program that increases agricultural productivity. It has served more than 20,000 people in more than 70 barangays in 10 provinces. Now, there are many colleges and universities that are adopting this Farmer Scientist Training Program. Innovative programs. This VIPs, what is this? This is Value Integration Promotion in Civic Welfare Service, a program of UPLB. Why? Well, in the 1970s, 80s, many are saying, why train our students in ROTC, training to become leaders in our army. No more training for the army. They said, let's do something else. So UPLB had this program, and all state colleges, almost all, at least 50% of them, saw this, and they have adopted this training program in lieu of ROTC. DCLB is the radio station of UPLB. This has received awards. And its school on the air was widely copied in the past by other state colleges and universities. UPLB thought that there should be a program for training professionals in underserved areas and in highly relevant fields. Underserved areas, these are big areas that are in agriculture, outside of Los Baños, outside of Laguna and adjacent provinces. And they started many things, but I don't have data on the output of this. But there are 8 MS, 3 Master of Management, 3 PhD programs in off-campus programs in collaboration with state universities and colleges, line agencies and private sector in Bicol, Visayas, and Mindanao to provide opportunities for underserved areas. But a good example is the next one. UPLB established the UP Professional School for Agriculture and Environment in Davao del Norte. This has now 30 taking PhDs and master's degree in environmental science. And others are taking postgraduate in entomology. UPLB professors fly on weekends to Davao del Norte and give lectures to those who are enrolled for PhD and MS in environmental science. This is how they do it. So UPLB professors go out to reach out in other schools and universities and handle courses for MS or PhD. Another training program of UPLB is training of new breed of secondary teachers who can competently teach science and math. Oh, this is very good because teaching science and math in high school is very important so that the graduates of high schools will be better prepared to take courses in science and technology. Now, this is supposed to be the end of national impact of UPLB, but I missed one thing. I missed to say something about the many alumni of UPLB who are serving the Philippines. And this is important because when they are serving, it's easy to organize them into an association, and that is why we created the Philippine Association of State Colleges and Universities, because most of the colleges and universities are headed by graduates of UPLB. So we have this association, particularly the ACAP, Association of Colleges of Agriculture in the Philippines, ACAP. And this was very important for the different leaders of colleges and universities to meet together, have conferences and workshops, and exchange information and learn from each other. Now let's go to the next international impact of UPLB. I have to do this fast because we have limited time. You will see that hundreds of other Asians studied in UPLB and got their master's degree. Imagine Indonesia had 110 PhDs with 438 total graduates from UPLB. Thailand also had a big number, 106 PhDs, 417 all in all. Vietnam also, and I did not know before. Nepal had many graduates from UPLB also. Laos, NPR, Myanmar also, more than 100. China, more than 100 graduates from UPLB. So all of this who come from different Asian countries are very important. Because when they return to their countries with masters and PhDs, they organize their schools and universities. They organized R&D and did more research and development with a lot of funding. And they were able to produce technologies that are appropriate for the existing environments in the respective countries. That's very important because agriculture is environment oriented. Next, I would say that many of them became secretaries or ministers of agriculture, presidents of their universities or colleges, deans of their colleges, department heads, professors in their universities. So that is a multiplier effect of UPLB's program, which is an international impact. And the third international impact that I should mention related to this is that when I was Dean of the College of Agriculture, or even before that, I was Director of Graduate Studies, I organized the Asian Association of Agricultural Colleges and Universities with some financial support from USAID. It was not difficult. It was easy because many of the colleges and universities were headed by alumni of UPLB. It's easy to call a meeting of all these leaders and organize the Asian Association of Agricultural Colleges and Universities. But I decided to become the executive secretary, not the president, because as executive secretary, I have to help prepare all the workshops, all the conferences for biennial meetings in the different campuses. So we elected president of AACU, the presidents of the different universities. Although I became president also for 6 years. So this is a very important impact of UPLB internationally. International organizations had UPLB alumni as leaders. What are these international organizations? Well, here are some. Maybe I was hesitating to mention leaders because that would include me. But anyway, here are some leadership positions in international organization held by Filipinos. D.L. Umali, of course, Assistant Director General of FAO for Asia and the Far East. I included Marcos Vega, who was Deputy Director General of IRI for the whole of Asia. For almost 3 decades, he managed the rice programs in Asian countries and in Africa also. Emil Javier, Director General, Asian Vegetable Research and Development Center and Chairman of TAC CGIR. Imagine, Chairman of TAC CGIR. William Dar, Director General, International Center for Research in Semi-Arid Tropics in India. That is an international center in India. But you know, Indians are also good and they are good leaders. But it is our alumnus who got his PhD in UPLB, who became Director General for many terms, not only 1 or 2 terms, I think 3 or 4 terms. Dr. Fronda, specialist in poultry husbandry, was asked by Thailand to develop Thailand's poultry industry. So he was the father of Thailand's poultry industry. And that was very successful. Randy Hodia, the Global Coordinator of ISAA and Director of ISAR Asia Center. This is international services for acquisition of agro-biotech applications as ISAA. Dr. Molina, who is the INIBAP Regional Coordinator for Asia and Pacific. What's INIBAP? International Network for Improvement of Banana and Plantains. Napoleon Vergara, well, this is in International Forestry Education and Communication. Romulo del Castillo, Director of World Forestry Center. Oh, that's big. Tito Contado, Chief, FAO Extension, Education and Community Services. The whole of FAO covers the whole world. Pexi Carangal, IRI Coordinator for Rice-Based Farming Systems Network in the whole of Asia. And here I am, Deputy Director General, but President, Asian Association of Agricultural Colleges and Universities, because I was the one who organized and became president of that. UPLB's innovative programs and technologies adopted worldwide. The pioneered BS-MS PhD Development Communication Program was copied by some universities in Asia and South America. They were impressed by this PhD program. And then UPLB initiated the regional training program on food and nutrition planning. Actually, it is the College of Human Ecology that initiated this, and the program was adopted by many Asian countries. Induced flowering of mangoes that makes all year-round mango production possible. This is all used in Asian and South American countries. High-yielding and disease-resistant sugarcane hybrids. It's all over. Los Baños Busitaw, Before, our sitaw are long and they need trellises, but we produce this dwarf bush sitaw. C463, the first high-yielding, pest-resistant, good-quality modern rice variety produced by Dr. Escuro. This was widely grown not only in the Philippines, but in Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, and South India. Extracurricular inheritance of susceptibility to southern leaf blight in corn. Very important research of Dr. Lantican, Ricardo Lantican. This was a discovery that helped in averting multi-million-dollar losses of the U.S. corn industry. So the U.S. Corn people were very happy. This research was done by Dr. Lantican. Mixing 20 to 20% alcohol in gasoline for increased fuel efficiency and greater economy. As I said, this was done by UP College of Agriculture in 1930s. They showed that mixing alcohol 15 to 20% is efficient. And now we buy gasoline. When you say, give me extra, that extra means there is alcohol, 15 to 20% alcohol in the gasoline. High-yielding Mongo variety, 830 kilos per hectare in the wet season, 1,000 kilos in the dry season. High egg producing strain of Leghorn, white Leghorn, producing 272. I mentioned that before. Two tomato lines, yielding 10 to 15 tons. Banana storage in 6 to 8 carbon dioxide and 2% oxygen, sealed in polyethylene bags, standard 3-week voyage during shipment. And we have this embryo transfer for cattle, which is very good, producing a lot of good results. UPLB's reputation attracted many big international donors to UP Los Baños. Established by Rockefeller and Ford Foundation on UPCA Central Experiment Station. CIRCA established by CIMIO with support from USAID. Asian Center for Biodiversity in the Upper Campus, established by ASEAN and German cooperation. There are also international and regional institutions established in Los Baños to take advantage of synergism with vital units in UPLB. And there are 4. They are here, presented to you. They would have established them here if not for the synergism with UPLB units. UPLB got international awards. The College of Forestry and Natural Resources professors and scientists who are members of 100 plus strong intergovernmental panel on climate change received the 2007 Nobel Prize. Imagine our people getting a Nobel Prize. But the UP College of Agriculture in 1977 received the Ramon Magsaysay Award, Asia's equivalent of the Nobel Prize also. And again, the Farmer Scientist Training Program was awarded the 2012 Ramon Magsaysay Award, our Nobel Prize in Asia. Modesty aside, is there any other university country that could match or rival UPLB in terms of national or international impact? I think there's no. But in ending my webinar, I have a suggestion. I suggest that since you are all alumni of UPLB, you should stand up like me, and I will count 1 to 3. At the count of 3, raise your hands and say, hooray! Hooray! UPLB, we love UPLB, we are proud of UPLB because UPLB is our alma mater. Okay, I'll count 1, 2, 3, hooray!
Hooray!
Ano na? Si Dean Catelo.
Okay.
Thank you
Questions?
very much, Dr. Bernardo, for the historical yet
Ayan na sila.
account of UPLB's beginning and the progression until the present, as well as the big contributions of our alma mater to the national and international fronts. So as you have mentioned, notably UPLB produced a cadre of experts, agents of change who contributed a lot in the national development. And this is on top of its direct creations, breakthroughs, and neoteric works in sustainable development and other multiplier effects. And if I may just add, just saw in the chat the addition of Sinta Papaya, which is a hybrid developed through conventional breeding under the leadership of a good friend, Dr. Biolo Villegas. And there was also mention about the development of tissue cultured makapuno that should be added to the list. And also as a center of excellence, the Institute of Statistics, as mentioned by Dean Nasigan. So I believe that everyone in this webinar, okay, as far as New Zealand, and we have also participants from Visca, I think everyone is so proud of all these impacts. Now, before we start our open forum, let me reiterate our simple rule. Please mention your name and affiliation and kindly be direct to the point in your question. And I'm so sure that Dr. Bernardo will be happy to answer your questions. Okay, so who would like to throw the first question? But unfortunately, I cannot see hands here. So let me just open the participants. Do we have anyone?
Sorry, I don't get it. There was some suggestions for inclusion in my paper. I got it, but I'm not sure I got all. So we will include whatever you suggest that I missed, because I'm sure that's not a perfect paper. Thank you for the suggestions.
Sir. So any reaction, comments, suggestions, or questions from our audience?
I have one, Dong.
Okay, so go ahead, Bioli.
Thank you, Dr. Bernardo, for sharing the rich history and accomplishments of UPLB. I just want to make one correction from one item that you mentioned. Sinta papaya is not a transgenic
No.
hybrid.
No, I did not say it is transgenic.
You did.
Sinta
You did.
papaya. No, that is, as I said, I included. So there were two, Sinta papaya and a transgenic papaya. So those are actually two. I know. They are separate. But
And the
instead of
experiment-
having a separate one for papaya,
The experiment on transgenic papaya was not done on Sinta.
no.
It is another accession. Okay.
So maybe
and
para walang-
the university has been deriving royalty from Sinta since 1997, grown in several countries now.
Oh,
Yun
is
lang
that
po.
so? Is that so? Thank you for the comment. Maybe I should have separated yung transgenic. I should not have combined it with Sinta in one line. That is the mistake. I put them together kasi parehong papaya. I put them in one line. So it's confusing. Thank you for your comment. Anything more? Wala na? Thank you.
Moderator, as you are moderating on Friday, dapat may nakahanda na kayong question.
Of course.
Planted,
Sinabi
no?
ko kay
Planted.
Ano?
Planted, ha?
Planted.
It's already assigned to us.
Yeah.
Mga
Yes.
history questions.
Pakaya mo nga sa group.
Para sa devolving ko.
Yun man, ang ganyan, oh.
Wala magtanong.
Walang magtanong.
Sir?
Ongoing, sir. Isipin
Matutunan.
na raw dyan ng mga itatanong.
Dapat pepe. Pagtanong ka
Yeah.
na.
Sir, any other? Any other questions from the audience?
Yes, po, yes.
There's
Loinda Patrias.
Hello.
no, wala lang po sa linya si Dr. Catelo, ang ating moderator. So while he's trying to enter, so may we call on Ma'am Baldrias for your question?
Ma'am, I have no question po. I was just
Yes, ma'am.
applauding po. Thank you.
Sino ito?
Okay.
I was just applauding.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Sir Chancellor? Sir Ruben? Okay.
I just like to congratulate Nanding for, as usual, very beautiful presentation and very good study about the impact of UPLB, not only in the Philippines, but also internationally. Again, congratulations. We are
Thank you.
always proud of you.
Thank you, thank you.
May we call on Dean Camacho?
Yes, ma'am. I just would like to add a number of cabinet secretaries, senators, and congressmen,
Oh, I
other
see,
institution
yeah.
builders in national and international institutions.
Yeah,
Cabinet
important yun. So we have alumni. You're right. We have alumni who occupied very high positions
Yes, sir.
in the government. Maybe I should have mentioned.
Including
that.
including policymakers, sir, both in the Philippines and abroad. Those
Yeah,
are
yeah.
our alumni. Thank you very
Yeah.
much, sir, and congratulations.
Thank you for the suggestion. Oh.
Basta na yan. So are there any other comments, questions?
Yes, I have a comment.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Go ahead, ma'am.
First, congratulations po, Dr. Bernardo, for a very enlightening discussion. I represent the United Nations, and I also occupied a position at the regional level in South Asia. I'm just trying to put this forward because there are several of us. I retired from New York headquarters from UNICEF. And I was also socializing with other Filipinos there who were occupying high positions at the headquarters for UNDP, for UNEP, for other UN agencies. So I think that should also be included.
Kindly make a list and give it to me so I can include it.
Yes, sure.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you.
I just want to carry my chair because I think I am responsible for spreading development communication in the United Nations so that it became an accepted strategy for the to achieve the sustainable development goals. We now call it social and behavior change communication. And that's why even after retirement, I haven't stopped working because countries
very good.
to support
Congratulations.
the strategies for behavior change.
Congratulations for a lot of things because I really did not know many things. So please send me something that I can include in my paper. Okay.
I happen to be responsible for putting together our Golden Jubilee Yearbook.
Yeah.
And so far, 100 jubilarians, Golden Jubilarians, have submitted their life stories to me as the editor-in-chief. And I realized that my classmates, just the 1970 graduates from all over the world, have also achieved so much in terms of spreading technologies and also developing technologies that have benefited not only the Philippines, but different parts of the world. So
it's not so.
this is an interesting read once we come out with the yearbook.
Yeah. So will you put those in the souvenir program, the one that you receive? Oh, good. I look forward to reading the souvenir program. Thank you.
Are there any additional questions, verifications, sharing. Indeed, we are, yes, sir.
Okay. Nanding, I suggest that since you are getting a lot of comments like this, that you must have, you really don't know of some aspects. So I suggest that maybe you produce a draft of your presentation and then circulate to a number of colleagues who might be able to substantiate some of the things that you said and maybe add some more like what Tess mentioned.
Yeah,
Because in your end,
that is really being planned. But because I discussed this with Joe Bo, and it is really our plan to make a draft and circulate and even show this to the chancellors, vice chancellors for them to comment and improve. Because my suggestion is we should produce a bulletin when we finalize this. And VIPs, very important people, visitors who visit UPLB can get copies of this so that they'll know more about UPLB. So I think it will be a good project because many of our national and international visitors don't know UPLB, and we should hand them something that they can read and appreciate. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sino? Si Dong Catelo.
Yeah, I'm back now. Sorry for the disconnection. Okay, so do we have other hands here? Any other comments, questions?
Mahigit na, andyan na si Dong.
Medyo na sir, biglang nawala ko eh.
Hindi ko na alam na andyan ka hindi. Manong malaman natin, wala nang question.
MQ Manalo. MQ Manalo. MQ Manalo. Would like to call on MQ Manalo. Nakabit ba ako?
This is Manalo from CFNR. Sir, thank you for the talk. I would just like to add, aside from the CFNR professor scientist, Dr. Rex Victor Cruz, Dr. Juan Polin, and Dr. Rodel Lasco, Dr. Felino Lansigan, the CAS Dean, was also a member of the Nobel Peace Prize team. Thank you po.
Yeah.
So kasama po si Dr. Lansigan. Thank you.
Thank you. Hindi ko na listahan nun eh. I did not get the list of people. I should get it. Thank you.
Meron pa po tayong tanong? Moderator ba pwede magtanong?
Okay, ikaw magtanong.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay.
This is Moderator Kulting.
Dr. Kulting. Okay, go ahead, please.
Yes. First of all, I'd like to congratulate our idol, President Dr. Bernardo. He was instrumental also in developing Benguet State University. He was one of our speakers and mentors when we started to develop the university programs. And perhaps we can also include the institutions developed by Dr. Bernardo at the national level. And that would mean a lot of state universities and colleges, to mention a few. I think that's one thing I'd like to suggest for your inclusion, sir.
Yeah.
Benguet State University is one of those that you develop, apart from VISCA.
Yeah.
So thank you, sir, including Dr. Villarreal. He was very instrumental in developing the university. So thank you. I wonder how we can include the other state universities and colleges that UPLB has developed. Thank you.
I Thank you. There are many universities that invited me to give lectures on institution building, and in that way, I was able to help them. But I don't know how much they have learned and used to develop their universities. But actually, I have a book. The title of the book is. Something like institution building for state colleges and universities in science and technology. It's a big book. Or management of state colleges and universities in science and technology. It's a thick book, about 500 pages, I think. And I gave many copies of this. I still have some copies, but I don't know.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. This is Dulce.
Yeah, Dulce, go ahead.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I don't know if anyone heard this news this week. SUCs are being questioned by lawmakers for admitting foreign students. I think the question was being addressed to the head commissioner, De Vera, and they were asking why SUCs, and of course that includes UP, are admitting foreign students when SUCs are funded by, people's tax. So, and foreigners are benefiting from this. But there was no answer, so I just want to find out what will be your reaction or response to that? Because there was a table presented by Dr. Bernardo moving the foreign students who graduated from UPLB. So with that kind of issue, what do you think is the stand of UP?
Let me answer that. That is a very good question.
Yeah.
State colleges and universities are for the Philippines. Why admit many foreign students? Most of the foreign students who came are on scholarship. They were supported by international organizations on scholarship. And when they enter UPLB, they pay fees. I think there is extra charge for foreigners. I don't know. I don't know the details.
Fees are usually higher. Yeah.
Non-citizenship fee for all foreign students studying in the Philippines, whether in state colleges, universities, and private institutions.
Yeah.
Non-citizenship fee. Nagbabayad sila.
Yeah, I think this has to be made clear to these lawmakers asking, because I think, admitting foreign students is one of the prestige or one of the laurels of universities. So I think these lawmakers have to be clear on this issue. Yeah, because all they know is that it's people's money that's being spent.
It's not the fault of UPLB.
Yes,
UPLB is very strong and famous. So,
yes, that's right.
Many international organizations support UPLB.
So I think this issue has to be clarified, Okay, thank you. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Dulce.
Yeah.
Si Violi.
Hi, Violi. Hi, classmate.
Can I talk now?
Sure.
Yeah, we're all proud to say that UPLB graduates are all over the Philippines, all over the world. You find them in the academe, in government service, also in the mountains, because there are a few who are so passionate in fighting their cause. There are also some priests in us.
That's right.
Meron din sa politics, like Mig Subiri and Ungab. Pareho yatang taga-economics yun dong.
Taga-SEM parehas.
Yeah. Yun lang po.
Thank you very much.
Dean Camacho.
Yeah, good afternoon again. I already made the comment about the cabinet secretaries and senators and congressmen being part of our alumni serving.
Yeah.
And also, just want to have a quick comment on the question of Dulce, that each student pays $500, education development fund on top of the tuition fees that they pay.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. That is in dollars. Huh? 500 is a lot. Thanks for the information. Thank you for the information.
Nawala na naman si Emma.
Yeah, okay. So meron pa na nag-raise ng hand kasi hindi ko makita dito sa aking tab dito.
Wala bang virtual snack?
Send the address niya, papadeliver natin.
Yan ang mahirap sa virtual itong webinar eh. Hindi walang pamerienda. Ako pagod na eh. Hindi lang mamakain mo. Tubig lang, tubig.
Bali sir, pag nagkita-kita tayo, mag-PPS na talaga tayo. Ang dami ng
Okay, thank you.
So, any other question?
Last question from Ma'am Emma Escobar.
Hi.
Last question from Ma'am Emma Escobar.
Hello. Good afternoon to everyone. This is Emma from class 1975. I just want to add that we also have a member at the House of Congress, Congressman Gabi Bernardo. He used to be editor of Agi Green and Gold. He's from Camarines Sur.
Is that so?
Very good.
Dr. Villarreal.
Pahabol. Don't forget, Class 60 webinar this coming Friday morning. Remembering and lessons learned. Please attend 9 o'clock in the morning of Friday. Okay. See you there.
Okay, we'll listen to you.
Class 75 on October 1st.
Nailahan niyo ako sa trabaho ko.
Sorry, Di. Kala ko nakalimutan na eh.
Hindi pa,
Ulitin.
Nakaplagyan yan. Handa si D dyan. Naunahan lang.
Maganda yan na reiteration.
Don't have any other questions, then I would say that, well, thank you everyone, especially to Dr. Bernardo for this highly engaging and inclusive discussion. And thank you for reviving in our heart the spirit of UPLB, being really a part of this development. And I was about to ask her, what should UPLB do in order to bring to higher level all these accolades that we've been having, and given all these new challenges. Let's say we have this information technology, we have this pandemic, and we have the climate change. But of course, this is nothing to be answered now, kasi naman yan ay ating didiscuss sa mga susunod na webinar. And maraming salamat po for spending time. I'm so sure na again, you took time to prepare for this one, although I have a copy of your book. And I'm so sure that all participants in this webinar found your presentation very, very reminiscing and very, very being proud of. Maraming salamat po, sir. So I'm giving
maraming salamat sa inyo lahat for listening.
So Dee, can you
we would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to our esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Fernando A. Bernardo. Ang sarap po talagang masabing ako ay UPLB graduate. So, isa po itong paraan para tayo po umuwi sa Los Baños o magkita-kita kahit virtual para po maibahagi natin ang ating mga experience, ang ating mga karanasan at mga kaalaman. Minumungkahi ko po na sana po ay Kontakin niyo po kami sa Office of Alumni Relations so that you can update your data. And then if you know somebody who's not in touch with the university, you could also inform them to contact the UPLB Office of Alumni Relations. And we really appreciate your presentation, Dr. Bernardo. We would also like to give thanks to our moderator, Dr. Salvador Catelo. He's the director of the Institute of Cooperatives and Bioenterprise Development and former dean of the College of Economics and Management. And thank you to our dear audience. I would also like to take this opportunity, ito na po, to invite you to the succeeding webinars in this series. On September 25, Friday, 9 a.m., Class 60, the Diamond Jubilarians take center stage as they present Remembering Masagana 99. October 1, Thursday, 3 p.m., Class 75, the Sapphire Jubilarians will inspire us with their webinar entitled Sustaining the UPLB Alumni Alliance. On October 6, Tuesday, 3 p.m., a webinar sponsored by the Golden Jubilarians with no less than Secretary William D. Dar as speaker on his talk on UPLB alumni soldiering for the food security of the nation. Details of these webinars will be posted on all social media. As we close this webinar, let us remember what Dr. Bernardo shared with us. UPLB has contributed and continues to contribute significantly to knowledge capacity building and the development of intellectual and knowledge products that provide opportunities for people to make their lives better. Because of this, we, as alumni, in the sphere of influence we have, should serve our people and the country the best way we can. Ika nga po, malayong lupain at aming mararating. Di rin magbabago ang damdamin. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagdalo sa unang webinar para sa pagdiriwang ng 102 Royalty Day Alumni Reunion. Sa muli, mabuhay po tayong lahat. Magandang hapon po.
Thank you.
Thank you po. Bye-bye po.
Thank you po.
Thank you po sa lahat.
Thank you.
Salamamida.
Goodbye.